Gait development throughout the lifespan. Presented by Kaylin L. Matheson for the class Kinesiology 332, Lifelong Motor Development. Taught by Dr. Amanda Durall, due December 21st, 2022. An individual's development of gait starts in the embryonic stage. It could be due to genetics, as a child or individual may develop Down syndrome, which has been shown that an individual with Down syndrome does progress slower than their counterparts that do not have Down syndrome, but they do progress at their own rate. Fetal nourishment also takes a role in how one develops their gait, as if a mother does not take enough folic acid, they may be at risk for a birth defect of the brain and spine. A mother that does not take enough B12 may risk their child not developing a healthy nervous system. Without the development of a healthy spinal cord or nervous system, the child may not be able to develop a gait, as they may not be able to connect to their legs, as well as development of sex organs. This causes a social and gender constraint because the sex of the child may place them into more physical activities and may place others into not as physical activities based on their sex. In their infantile stage, it has been shown that babies need to eat more, but this also causes a loss of muscle. So as a child gains more weight, they are able to grow healthier bodies and develop, but they lose that muscle tone in their legs, which stops the kicking reflex, as shown by a study performed by Thelen, as seen in the textbook by Hayward, 2021. This can cause a setback when learning to stand because they now have to rebuild that muscle tone. Another would be hypotonia, which is when a child is floppy. This is due to lack of muscle tone. It's usually found in children with Down syndrome. However, there was a study performed by Ulrich in which children with Down syndrome that are placed on a treadmill develop faster in learning to walk than the control group in which they did not use the treadmill to walk. In the toddler stage, toddlers are learning more to balance by themselves and walk around. This is where they actually learn to develop their own gait. One common abnormality found in toddlers is toeing, which is walking on the toes, which can cause a shortened muscle, which down the line can cause issues in young adulthood, and in the elderly life stages. Physical constraints here, besides toeing, would be a wide base of support. These toddlers are requiring a wider base of support for standing, as they do not have the most stable center of gravity. This causes them to have short and choppy strides, as the physical constraint still is of strength and balance. In young adulthood, as in teens, there is peer pressure because there may be children that are not cut out for sports, and this could lead to them being bullied for their athleticism, and it may cause them to become people that gain weight because they no longer want to physically exercise. This could also be due to social constraints based on how and where they were raised. Maybe where they were raised, it wasn't the safest to go out and exercise, and it was safer to stay inside and game. And this could cause to weight gain, which can cause to them being bullied. It could also be due to parental pressure. They don't want to face their parents pressuring them into sports or pressuring them into staying home. It could also be that males go play sports and females stay at home. This was an issue until the Title IX was passed, in which females were allowed to play sports. In adulthood, there are still gender constraints in which it is seen that men work more physical jobs and women work more desk jobs. This could lead to more TBIs for men that are in the military. Women are also in the military, but a higher percentage of men are in the military. And it could lead to hearing loss. Age is also, one can no longer be as active. They could lead to injury. Could just be a slight twist of an ankle. Their jobs could be more physically demanding versus a desk job. The elderly, it is also dependent on sex. It was found that differences in the sex of the individual impacts your gait as they age. Older men, those typically over 60, they have the same gait as a similar counterpart. However, the length of their step they took was 3 centimeters shorter, according to a study performed by Murray. And women, there's also less pelvic rotation and a greater outer toeing. This outer toeing is balance related, as they are stepping with a wider base of support in order to gain balance in case they fall. Physical constraints could also be vision lacking. They're not able to see as clearly and cannot trust their surroundings. It could also be due to hearing loss, which they're not able to be as secure in their surroundings as they would be if they were younger. These are my references.